welcome you back to Minneapolis, where there will be baseball. The Rays and the Twins, game one of this four-game series. These two clubs have waited out the rainfall. Forecast actually looks pretty good from this point forward. So they're very optimistic about getting this one in, with Blake Snell on the hill for the Rays and Kyle Gibson to do the pitching for this Minnesota ball club. With Doug Wechter, Dwayne Stats with you. Thanks for sticking around. Minnesota just now taking the field. Twins are 41 and 49, and the Rays come in 48 and 44. Here's the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier is going to lead it off, followed by Daniel Robertson at third. Jake Bowers will play left and hit third. Wilson Ramos in the cleanup spot. Ji-Man Choi is the designated hitter. C.J. Cron will hit sixth and play first in front of Joey Wendell at second. And Andy Echeverria at shortstop. In the eighth spot, Malik Smith will bat ninth and play right field.
Well, here you see Kyle Gibson taking the hill for the Minnesota Twins. 3-6 on the season, 3.59 ERA, 107 innings. Almost about a strikeout per inning with 105 strikeouts. You see the splits, though. The 9 home starts, the 1-4 record, really struggling a little bit more at home, not doing well in Minnesota. Then you see him on the road, 2-2, splitting his record with a 2.84 ERA. Go ahead and set the defense for you behind Kyle. Left to right, Rosario, Kepler, and Grossman in your right field. And third to first, we're going to swing at Andrianza, Polanco, Dozier, Maurer, and then doing the catching duty, a familiar face in Bobby Wilson.
And there's Kevin Cash. Rays have won 5 consecutive games. Their 5th winning streak this season of at least 5 games. They had that 8-game winning streak in April. So Kevin has this team 4 games over 500. And they have had a great stretch over the last 3 weeks. 14-4 since June 22nd. And Kevin Kiermaier set to lead it off. Kiermaier against the right-hander Gibson, and his first pitch swung on a fly ball lifted toward left center. Kepler's on the move for it, though, and he makes the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, Gibson, 30 years old, 6'6", about 215. And here's Daniel Robertson. Robertson at 264. And the pitch is a strike. 7 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Well, a 2-hour rain delay before this game saw the first pitch. 1-1.
Yeah, just enough time to get a bratwurst in. You know,
or 2 or 3.
Or 2 or 3. Carb load for the night.
That's it. 73 degrees, though. Very comfortable. It's a pitch inside, 2-1. Well, they came prepared for the evening, and no worse for the wear so far.
Yeah. Got your raincoats on, ready to roll, just in case.
It's a strike. Right on that outside edge, right on the corner. And a cut and a miss. Now Robertson out on strikes, 2 up, 2 down to begin this game.
Yeah, so far we're already seeing what Gibson's going to feature pretty much all night. It's coming off of a 93, 94 mile an hour fastball. He loves throwing that slider behind it. It's going to sit right around 85, 88 miles an hour. Got good depth to it, but that's pretty much his out pitch. You know, you're going to see him sit fastball. He loves the fastball, got good sink, good run to it, and reaches up to about the 93, 95 mark. So when he's on, he's got some good stuff.
You saw the pitch break out there. Jake Bauers bouncing it foul. Jake starts the night at 234. Rays coming off the series sweep at home over Detroit, beating the Tigers yesterday 4-2. There's a base hit the other way. Bauers will head to first. Rosario up with it out there in left. Well, with the left side open, Bauers took advantage of that, and certainly capable of doing that.
Absolutely. Great piece of hitting. It's really Gibson missing outer cut of the plate. And man, Bauers just does such a great job driving that ball the other way. A lot of young hitters would try to pull that pitch, but instead we've seen this from Jake so far this year. The ability to go to left field, and that's what's going to make him a dangerous hitter in the future.
Yeah, to be only 23, he seems to have a lot of veteran-like at-bats. There's Wilson Ramos. He'll take the first pitch down. Well, not a lot of at-bats in this Rays lineup against Gibson. Gibson has pitched quite a bit against the Rays, but this lineup a different look. Ramos just 1 of 3 against him in his career. There goes the bat. Look out. Oh, Choi on deck. Almost had an extra bat to deal with and not one to swing. Boy, he had to get out of the way in a hurry.
If you're not awake,
expect that.
Right. If you're not awake after that rain delay, I guarantee you Choi's heartbeat is pounding right now. See Cash telling him, hey, you gotta get out of the way of that, man.
Well, that was close.
Yeah, there it is. A smile on the face. Hey, that was close. Hey, well, all right.
Look at Charlie Montoya. Are you kidding me?
You see him, maybe they're one step lower in that dugout behind that net right now.
Little tapper. That ball is going to almost come to a dead stop. No play at first. And Bauers moves up to second. Adrianza had no chance when he got there to pick it up. And Ramos has a rare infield hit.
How about that, legging it out? Yeah, absolutely. Adrianza, he was playing deep on Ramos, and that's the entire reason that he was able to get to first base on this play. Here you're going to see it. Low chopping left field hit. And Adrianza does everything he can to come up to that ball, but really there was no play at first base.
2 men on with 2 men out. And here's G-Man Choi. He was almost out a couple pitches ago in the on-deck circle, but here he is now facing the right-hander. Pitch is down, popping away from Wilson. And the Rays will move both men into scoring position. Bauers to third and Wilson up to second.
Yeah, first pitch curveball by Gibson. You just see him spike it early. You know, Bobby Wilson trying to block it, do what he can, just gets away from him. Runners are able to advance. And, you know, if you're Kyle Gibson, this is not the start you want. You know, he doesn't have a good history going up against the Rays. You know, he's 1-5 in his career with over a 6 ERA, so he's really struggled against our team.
Up foul, that's going to be out of play. Choi in the lineup against Detroit at the Trop yesterday was 2 for 4 with a single and a double. There's the career breakout, that hefty 6.81 ERA for Gibson against the Rays. Blocked this time by Wilson. That's one thing Bobby Wilson does a pretty good job of back of the plate. Spent some time briefly with the Rays. He's been with a number of clubs. Local guy out of Seminole.
Absolutely. He did it in the Rays uniform. He's done it everywhere, and that's the reason he's really been sticking around the big leagues so long. He does such a good job back behind the plate, not only blocking but also calling the game.
Oh, that's going to be a strike fastball, mid-90s, right at the knees. The Rays with a great opportunity early. They're going to have to do it with 2 outs. Ramos second, Bowers at third, and a 2-2 count. And a cut and a miss. It's that slider that got Joy. And the Rays threaten, but leave 2. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. By your Southern Ford dealers. It's Joe Mauer. He's in the leadoff spot, followed by Eddie Rosario and then Brian Dozier. Cleanup man Robbie Grossman. Jorge Polanco's in short. Williams Astudillo is the DH. Max Kepler in center. Avery Adrianza is the third baseman hitting eighth, and Bobby Wilson, the catcher, bats ninth.
Well, here we go. Blake Snell. Heard a lot about him. We all know what's going on right now. You see his last 10 starts, absolutely dominant, pretty much unhittable every time he's gone out. His strikeout total at the 132 mark, and only walked 44 guys so far this season. Been in total command. 4-pitch pitcher, coming off of one of his best starts, 7 1/3 scoreless. Last time out, getting the 12th victory.
Yeah, it's been a great stretch here for Blake Snell. Actually, a great stretch the entire first half. All the conversation about being left off the All-Star team at this point. He trails only Justin Verlander in the ERA department in the American League. And his first pitch to Joe Mauer is a fastball at 96, a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Mauer, Rosario, and then Dozier due up. And there's a strike, 1-1.
How about the way that he's handled that, Dwayne?
Yeah, he's handled it better than everybody else.
Agreed 100%.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was just unthinkable that he wouldn't be on the All-Star team, and he's been very mature about the entire situation. There's a strike, 1-2.
25 years old. You got, the second best ERA right now to Justin Verlander, who's, he's just below him by .01. 12 wins, obviously deserving to go, and you're hearing more from his teammates than you're hearing from him.
Back toward the corner and left. That ball is going to be a foul ball. Bowers all the way up against the sidewall out there. Well, it's been a great first half for Blake Snell, and it really started last August when he really seemed to get it.
Yep.
And the step up in maturity was really remarkable, and he's the kind of guy who this game can celebrate. And frankly, the All-Star game could use somebody like that.
100% agree. Absolutely.
If you want somebody to root for, it's a kid like this. The pitch is inside 2-2, and I don't care who your favorite team is. You recognize great talent, hard work, maturity. And he's been everything that you would want a young pitcher to be here. And so you'd really love to see him on the All-Star team. It's a chopper by the mound. Wendell with the pickup, and the throw to first takes care of Mauer. One away.
Go ahead and set the Rays defense for you here. Brought to you by the Golden Diamond Source, left to right. Bowers, Kiermaier, and Malik Smith, your right fielder. And third to first, you got Robertson, Hechavarria, Wendell just making the play right there. C.J. Cron, first baseman, and our All-Star Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
It's lefty on lefty here with the left-handed hitting Eddie Rosario stepping in. This pitch is a fastball at 97, strike one. Rosario having a great year. He's hitting .300 with 18 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Now he's behind in the count, 1-2. And you know, he's had a great year here in a ballpark that really is not a hitter's paradise. And if it's going to favor a hitter left or right, it's probably going to favor a right-handed hitter a little better than a left-handed hitter. Rosario, a little tap, and that's a foul ball. Still 1-2.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're going to be dealing with that right field wall as a left-handed hitter. So Rosario, this park really isn't made for him to succeed, but he's doing so well, hitting .307 at target field so far in the season. You know, here's his ranks offensively. I mean, when you're talking about the offense over in Minnesota, this is the guy you have to key on if you're Blake Snell.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mauer's been retired. Minnesota, with this series finishing off an 11-game homestand leading up to the All-Star break. Tapper by the mound, and again Wendell could not come up with that cleanly. In the transfer, trying to make the throw, lost control of that, and Rosario is aboard.
Well, I'm going to wait and see what they're going to put down for this one. You know, it would have been a little bit of a tricky play for Wendell, but if you ask him, I bet he'll tell you that he should have made it. You know, he's going to be running in, he's going left to right, and they're giving him the hit there. And, you know, it's a tough play either way. Here you'll see it. Looks like his footing got tripped up a little bit. Couldn't get a grip on the ball, and because of that, obviously Rosario making it to first base, but really not being able to get the handle on the ball was the problem.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think if you ask Wendell, he'll say he should have made that play.
Yep.
It goes as a base hit for Rosario, and here's Brian Dozier. Dozier takes the ball. Now here's a guy who has the last few years really emerged as a power threat. Struggled the first part of the season. Recently, though, he's showing some signs of returning to the guy he's been the last 2 or 3 years. So you want to be careful here. 1-1 to count.
Right here, you got the scouting report. You're leading me right into it. He's catching fire. Obviously, as of late, 3 hits in the game yesterday, and that's extending his hitting streak to actually 6 games. He's hitting .375 over the last 6 games. And then you got second base Pop. 15 jacks so far in the year, 159 home runs since 2013. That's #1 for all second basemen in that time frame.
Well, and he's 4 of 8 in his career against Snell with a home run. Counts now 2-1. Rays put a couple men on in the first, left them both in scoring position. 1 on, 1 out for the Twins in the bottom of the first. And a miss there, away. Up and away at 95. 3 balls and a strike.
You know, with Dozier, You see his average down, obviously. He's not had the first half that he's wanted it, but he's still producing. He's got 15 home runs. He's launched it 15 times, and he's still got 42 RBIs. So aside from the batting average, it's actually not been that bad of an offensive first half.
And ball 4 is a little low. So the infield hit, and now the walk. And the Twins have 2 men on with 1 out. Paul Molitor looking on. Molitor in his 4th year as the manager. Last year, this Minnesota club 85 and 77. And I think Blake Snell would like a fresh rosin bag.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They got about 20 of them laying around the dugout. You know, a rain delay, we've seen both pitchers come out here now, get a couple base runners on. Now, I get it, there are a couple infield hits, but this is not as sharp as we've typically seen these pitchers. And you got to assume that the rain delay probably had something to do with that.
Well, you know what it's like to focus on a particular first pitch game time and then delay that a couple of hours. Robbie Grossman in the lineup. Switch hitter, and he takes a strike.
You know, I could still remember a time when I was in Durham. AAA, it was the first start of the year, and it was probably 50 degrees out, pouring down rain. Joe Coleman comes up to me, he's like, hey, we're not playing today, don't worry about it. An hour and a half later, I'm on the bump, giving up like 5 runs in the first inning. It was terrible.
Yeah, you focus for that start in the moment when you open it. Time granted by Quinn Walcott, the plate umpire. He's 32 years old. Made his major league debut in 2013. Strike the count to Grossman. Snell misses down. 1-1. Grossman 240 for the year. A little better than that from the right side against lefties. He is hitting 264. And down again, ball is loose, and the runners are going to advance. Rosario saw that ball bound away to the left of Ramos, took advantage of that, and Dozier trailed up to second base.
Well, here you see it, the second pitch in a row that Ramos tries to backhand. He was able to pick the first one, but this one obviously getting away from him. And Rosario is aggressive all around offensively at the plate, but also base running. And there you see him taking that third base.
Now 2 men in scoring position. And that pitch is high. 3-1. They call that a wild pitch, but boy, you'd really like to see that pitch stop.
Absolutely. You know, you'd like to see Ramos get down into the blocking position. Right there, it was just assumed that he wasn't going to get the fastball spiked into the ground, and that's why, you know, it caught him off guard a little bit, and that's why he had to backhand it.
Three and one. Number foul.
Well, if you want to see the maturity level of Blake Snell, right now it's the first inning. You're pitching to the 4-hole hitter, and you have a 3-1 count. You're not crisp with the zone, so your command's a little bit off. You see an 88-mile-an-hour changeup on the outer half. That right there shows you that Blake Snell is totally different type of pitcher than what he was last year. Last year, you're seeing him throw it as hard as he can and just hope it'll get by him.
3-2 now. Ooh, and an emergency swing right there is fouled toward the dugout. That'll wake up some of his teammates.
Well, these on-deck hitters need to watch out. Here you see it, totally fooled by the curveball. 3-2 curveball from Blake Snell. Guy throwing 98 miles an hour, able to throw that 12-6 curveball 3-2.
So Polanco on deck. And the pitch is high, fastball. So the bases are going to be loaded on the infield hit and 2 walks. They are loaded for Polanco. And Kyle Snyder poised to take a walk to the mound.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're going to say the one knock, Dwayne, and you really got to look hard for a negative right now on Blake Snell. But the one knock could be, he has been a little more erratic in the last 4 or 5 starts than typical. Last 5 starts, he's had 19 walks. He's able to get out of a lot of jams just based on how good his stuff is. He's able to get the strikeout when he needs to. But if you are going to look at something, it has been just not as crisp in the zone. And here we're seeing it again tonight. Tonight, obviously, it might be a little different. It could be the rain delay affecting him a little bit. But there you see the layout, 12 balls to 12 strikes ratio.
And Jorge Polanco is going to be the hitter, just recently back from his 80-game suspension for performance-enhancing substances.
Well,
he's been in 10 games, hitting .250 with 3 runs batted in. And the pitch is a strike. Strikes it with the breaking ball. Polanco, just 25 years old, with 13 home runs last year. Oh, it's down 1-1. The absence of Polanco, one of many elements that the Twins will point to when you look at this overall record of 41 and 49. There have been a number of things not work out the way the Twins had anticipated, and getting the word in spring training that he was going to be gone for 80 games didn't help right off the bat. Big cut right there. 1-2.
I love the sequence so far. You got the bases loaded with Polanco up. He's gone off-speed pitch every single time so far. He started him out with a curveball and went back-to-back changeups. And now he's got him set up just about anything. I mean, he can go heater up in the zone at 97, 98. You can go back to that curveball or stick with the changeup where you just made him look foolish.
The 1-2 pitch, and he strikes him out. Big strikeout right there. So 2 gone.
Well, what a sequence with Blake Snell here. You see him finish him off with a 91-mile-an-hour slider. Not only side-to-side movement, but you can see the finish on it. It starts up at the knees of Ramos and then slides to the back foot of Polanco. That's just a flat-out unhittable pitch.
And to underline the point you were making earlier, the maturity, bases loaded, nobody, or 1 out, and Polanco coming up. Curveball, changeup, slider.
How about that?
Astudillo, the designated hitter now. And he takes a pitch a little wide right there. He's 5 of 15. Ground ball back to the mound. And the toss to first, that will take care of this threat. Minnesota will leave them loaded. We go to the second, no score.
against the Minnesota Twins. Well, leading off this inning is CJ Cron, and there is no one happier than him that it is the month of July, because ever since the month of June ended, he has gotten back on track offensively. And I asked manager Kevin Cash what adjustments he's seen out of Cron, and he attributed it to a mere strike zone adjustment. He said Cron has not chased as many fastballs up in the zone. He's laying off more tough pitches to put him in hitters' counts, and now he's just not missing them. And Doug, how can something non-mechanical like getting your strike zone back in order make that big of a difference?
Well, I think that you see the layout right there, hitting over 400, of recent. And look, he is just, it's plate discipline is really the big key. He's not swinging at things outside of the zone, but he's also not missing the pitches that he's supposed to hit. And here you see Cron getting back into a groove. Now he's at the 18 home run mark. You see him hammer a slider down the left field line. And how about the home run yesterday? I mean, he stayed back on the nice slider. Here you see it. Stays back on a nice slider. And right there, going into that pitch, Dwayne, Zimmerman was locked in. And that pitch sliding inside corner, able to turn on it. Did exactly what a power hitter should do.
Yeah, and he was ahead in the count, 2-0.
How about that?
And what he's done in this stretch is really put himself in a position to win. He's been disciplined at the plate. He's not chasing, going back to what Kevin Cash told Michelle. So it really is a matter of plate discipline.
Right.
Really, mechanics probably doesn't have anything to do with it.
Agree 100%.
It's plate discipline. And he got a little piece of that or not? He missed it. So he's out on strikes as he vacates the plate area.
Here you see it, Gibson going back to that slider. We know it's a power pitch coming off the fastball, going to that slider. It's a really hard combination for a right-hander to pick up, especially CJ Cron. Power guy looking to drive it. Ball just ends up disappearing on you.
Yeah, he made a nice pitch. And Cron had some pretty good success against the right-hander Gibson. 4 of 11 with a home run in his career off him. Now here's Joey Wendell. And he strokes it into right on a line. It's going to be caught, though, by Grossman. Well, he hit the ball on a line, but it carried to Grossman. So Wendell, who comes into this game swinging a very good bat, an 11-game hitting streak, which ties him for the second longest of the year for the Rays. Made a bid for one there, but right at Grossman. Here's Adeiny Echeverria. It's a ball. So Echeverria at shortstop. And you've probably heard the news by now that Willie Adames has been optioned to AAA. He's been looking for opportunities to play short, playing some second up here as well. And that really, I think overall is a great move for him.
Yep.
Let him go down there, play shortstop all the time, every day, and just continue to improve his game. Very close right there for a ball. Fastball missed. 2-1. Well, they option Adames and recall Chi-Wei Hu. Gone 3-6 with the Bulls in 16 games. Tapped down to third. Adrianza, low throw. It's scooped by Maurer. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. We are through an inning and a half. No score. the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. By Sling TV. Live Sling you love. Only better. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Here's Max Kepler. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Kepler, Adrianza, and Wilson due up here against Blake Snell. Two and 0. .231 on the year for Kepler. He's in double figures in home runs. And now Snell behind him, 3-0. Snell found himself in a bases loaded 1-out situation and went to the off-speed stuff to get the last 2 outs. Now promptly behind Kepler. There's a strike.
Now, how about those sequences? You know, going bases loaded, and all of a sudden you got a guy in Blake Snell who's a power left-hander. Typically, a 25-year-old power left-hander is going to grab the ball and they'll say, I'm going to throw it as hard as I can right by you, see if I can get you out.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Ryan Addition down there says he did indeed go around.
And here you see him go back to the slider again. When he's getting into trouble, he's going to his off-speed pitches, and it's almost the Greg Maddux approach. You know, less is more. Let's take a little off and let's pitch a little bit, not just try to overpower everyone.
And he misses high with a fastball, and he's not happy with himself at all. Gives up his 3rd walk already. So here's Adrianza, the 3rd baseman, hitting .261, .296 off lefties. And he pushes it down the first base side, foul. How about that for a bunt? He almost, you want to say slap, but he actually pushed it and almost got it past Crone.
That ball stays fair. That's a bunt double.
Yes,
right,
he could have bunted for a double.
That's insane. That almost happened. Yeah, Crone actually, you know, obviously having to make a split decision here, doing the right thing, obviously seeing it go foul, but boy, that was a close call.
Breaking ball inside. 1-1. So Snell still trying to find the groove out there.
Yeah, it looks like his release point just not consistent tonight, not able to find it, especially on the fastball. It looks like the fastball, the trend is that we're seeing it up in the zone. A lot of times that means you're jumping toward home plate, not staying over the rubber long enough to get on top of that pitch.
The fastball fouled back in on him. Rianza, 28 years old, hit .265 last year with a couple of home runs. .261 as he steps in right now. Close, but off the plate end. 2-2.
Good pitch right there. Really good pitch. Actually, a really good take by Adrianza. That pitch barely missed coming off of a fastball. That's a tough pitch to take.
How unlike is it for Snell to go 20-20 through the first 40 pitches? The foul out of play. Reaching down and away for that one.
Yeah, Snell just not looking as comfortable out there as he typically does, you know, and trying to find that release point, trying to get on top of the pitches, you know, losing a lot of pitches up in the zone right now. It's just one of those nights where you feel like you got to stay out there as long as you can and then figure something out.
Two runner goes and the pitch is fouled away. The bat out there on the mid-90s fastball. So Kepler on the move there.
We're seeing a little bit of a trend here from Minnesota early in the game, playing a little bit of small ball. Already seen batter square to bunt, seen a attempted base steal, and obviously with the offense that's not doing great over the course of the last 10-15 games, and you got a guy in Blake Snell who hasn't been giving up a lot of runs. Let's see what their game plan is coming in.
And there's a miss. Pitch taken down and in. Breaking ball again. A full count. Well, back-to-back 3-2 counts here to open the second inning. Gave up a hit and a couple of walks in the first. Walk to lead off the second. Runner goes on the 3-2 and it's lined into left. Picked up by Bowers. Quick throw to third. The runner's in there. Well, with Kepler running on that base hit to left, he decided to advance to third and made it. And it's first and third, nobody out.
No, that's exactly right. Because of the stolen base right there, you're able to get the base runner over to third base. Here you're going to see a 3-2 changeup, just center cut of the plate. You know, your Blake Snell, you want that a little bit more on the outside corner. Instead, he leaves it over the middle and just, caught a little bit too much a plate. Now you got a base runner on first and third, no outs, and Twins look like they got something cooking.
Well, Bobby Wilson is the hitter. Minnesota catcher. The first pitch is a fastball at 98, upper part of the zone, taken for a strike. Wilson with a home run. 13 runs batted in. Hard stuff way up this time. 1-1. How about this for Blake Snell? We saw him get out of trouble in the first. Now trouble again, first and third, and this updated 0-58 with runners in scoring position. And a ground ball to short. Echeverria to second one. First, the Rays get the double play with the run scoring. So the Twins pick up a run. They turn the leadoff walk into a run on the double play ball by Wilson. The ball not sharply hit, but with the catcher running, that gave the Rays a shot.
Yeah, obviously Bobby Wilson not known for his wheels. Here you see him roll over on a changeup. He gets the run in, but obviously Blake Snell, he'll take that. He'll take the 2 outs and give up the run right there. It was quite the jam, but he was able to get out of it again with the off-speed pitch. Dwayne, he's going to these off-speed pitches whenever he needs a big pitch right now. The trend is it's either the slider or the changeup. And when you got a young power pitcher on the mound, that's just a sign of maturity.
Joe Mauer takes a well-placed fastball there for a strike. Down and away from Mauer. It's down 1-1. Mauer through the years hitting .350 off Rays pitching in his career. Lifts it back into deep left center. Kiermaier will go to the track and make the catch in front of the bullpen area to retire the side. 1 run, nobody left. Through 2, 1-0 Minnesota. Hit in the third. The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here for $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this sale. Alex Smith leads it off. And he takes the first pitch from Kyle Gibson for a strike. Alex opens the night hitting .275 and lines it to the shortstop, who makes the catch. Polanco reaching down. 1 away. Here's Kevin Kiermaier, top of the order. Takes a big cut on a pitch up and in with the fastball.
Boy, at this point in time, I mean, Kiermaier is actually starting to see the ball really well. 3 hits yesterday, and you leave a pitch up like that, he's able to launch. Telling himself he missed it. I wouldn't throw that up there again.
And he checks this time. The breaking ball down. How about this? 5 of 9 with 3 doubles against this right-hander Gibson. Two and one.
Well, that right there, those numbers are pretty much owning that pitcher. And you got to know that, you know, Kiermaier just cannot wait to go up and face him. It's a sense of confidence. You just know that you've hit him so well in the past. Just before you even go up to the plate, you're feeling great about your at-bat.
A big cut there. Trying to lift that one. The count is 2-2.
You see a nice changeup right here by Gibson. Doesn't go to his changeup that often, honestly. He's got about a 10% rate throwing that pitch, but a really nice action to it. Moving down and away from Kiermaier.
Chops it up the first base side, foul. 1 out, base is empty. Twins scored a run in the second inning. The Rays batting in the third. And a little piece of that one foul. Another fastball up where he likes it.
Well, he's flirting with danger here. Gibson going 2 back-to-back changeups outer half, and then mixing that fastball up at 92, getting away with it, honestly. You know, Kiermaier looks like he's on that pitch. I'd be shocked if he went back to it.
Now the count's going to be full. It's Daniel Robertson on deck. And a high fly ball into right field. Grossman will come in. He started back and then came in to make the catch. 2 gone.
Boy, for a second there, I thought that might have had a chance. Kiermaier not able to get enough backspin on that pitch. You'll see a slider down and in. Here we go. 3-2 down and in slider coming off of a fastball up in the zone, and Kiermaier knew it right off the bat.
Yeah, he'd like to have that entire at bat back.
I think there's probably 3 pitches that he'd like to have back.
I was going to say, he's thinking he should have hit 3 home runs in that at bat.
There you go.
The wave and a miss by Robertson. Robertson, the first strikeout of the night posted by Gibson, who now has 3. It's fouled back 0-2.
And you're starting to see a pattern with Gibson trying to throw up in the zone with the fastball. A lot of times after getting up there, especially 0-2 count, he likes to back it up with the curveball. And that 12-6 curveball looks so hitterish coming up in the zone, and then it just drops off the table. It's got that nice 12-6 drop to it. He might be throwing it right here.
A ball, 2 strikes. 8th start of his career, Gibson, against the Rays. 1-5 with a .681. And strike 3 called on Robertson. Pitch down around the knees, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Minnesota. $2.5. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday, July 20th. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. Eddie Rosario, the left fielder, leads it off in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch is down and away. Well, Snell has made 30 pitches in the first, 20 pitches in the second, and would love to have a quick inning here with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. He's missed on the first pitch to Rosario. Fly ball into center. That fastball got in on him a little bit, and Rosario's out of there.
Well, here you see just how dominant Blake Snell has been. 2018 209 ERA. I mean, just absolutely filthy. The top 4.
Yeah, top 4. Those Odorizzi, Shields, and Price, pretty good arms right there, and Snell leads the charge. The top 4 lowest ERA before the All-Star break in franchise history.
That's 4 studs right there.
Yes, it is. I mean, when you come to that, there's no clowning around with those guys. I mean, great ERA. Want to know the count to Dozier. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. Well, Dozier with the base on balls in the first. Three and one. Little step back there by Blake Snell. It's been a challenge for him in the early part of this game. Well, you get that 3-1 count when you can do that to a dangerous hitter like Dozier.
Yep.
Nice job to get the count full.
Unbelievable what Blake Snell has done without his best stuff tonight. You know, obviously working his way out of a bases loaded jam in the first, you know, giving up the 1 run last inning, but he got the double play ball. So this is what a stud pitcher does, honestly.
Soft little liner into center field. Kiermaier's going to make the pickup. Big turn. Dozier decides to hang on at first. Kiermaier getting to that ball, and with that strong arm holds Dozier to a single.
Yeah, absolutely smart decision by Brian Dozier here. Here you see a changeup. Dozier does a good job staying on that pitch, driving it to right center, right back where it was thrown. But obviously with Kiermaier's speed coming in on that, Dozier sees him, knows he's got that cannon for an arm, and knows that there is no chance he could get that extra 90 feet.
Well, here's Grossman again, the right fielder, switch hitter, batting right here against the lefty. Starts him with a high fastball. Boy, command of that fastball has been an issue tonight.
Yeah, it has been, and it's been up in the zone is where he's continually missing. And I guarantee you, you know, Kyle Snyder is one of those guys who sees this, can see the trend, and in between innings, he's going to be going to him, letting him know, you know, here's what you're doing mechanically. You can stay back on the rubber a little bit more. Drop one of those in. That a lot of times will get you right back into the arm slot and the release point that you want, Dwayne.
It's been a night where Snell has looked for that release point. And he has him out in front. 1 and 2.
Yeah. You know, the struggle has really been, you know, first pitch of the at bat, he's finding himself falling behind quick, and he's having to battle all night. He's only 6 for 13 for first pitch strikes. And usually when we see a Blake Snell who's on, I mean, he is pounding the zone early, getting ahead of all these hitters and just wiping them out.
Just to check on Dozier. Well, the Twins have shown they want to be aggressive tonight. Force the issue a bit. Well, they keep an eye on the runner at first. This one's going to bound away, recovered by Ramos, but no chance. And Dozier moves up to second. So he's now in scoring position. Pitch in the dirt, the second wild pitch charged to Snell tonight.
There you see a slider yank glove side. You know, just obviously still not finding that release point, unfortunately, and Ramos not able to handle it, so Dozier gets to go up the extra 90 feet.
Now Dozier heads to third, a ground ball to first. That's going to get by Crone up the right field line. Dozier will score, and Grossman goes to second with a double. How about that? Dozier taking advantage of Snell's inattention at second, took off. He was going to steal third without question. And then Grossman hit that little roller that just got by Crone and goes for a double.
Absolutely, he was going to steal third. Had no shot. Ramos had no shot of would have been throwing him out. So either way, doesn't matter now. Fastball up in the zone. Grossman really not hitting that ball hard. Just a seeing-eye single right down the line. Crone not able to corral it in. Ends up with a double.
The Twins with 2 runs on the night. Grossman picking up his 12th double. And now it's Polanco. Polanco shoots it up the left field line, headed into the corner. Grossman scores. We're going to get back-to-back doubles from Minnesota, and it's 3-0. So Polanco picking up his 3rd double, his 4th run batted in since coming back.
Well, Polanco coming in off of a 1-for-4 game yesterday, comes in, gets a double off of a first pitch changeup. See Snell just getting a little bit too much of the plate, a little too elevated. You see it center cut, actually outer half, a little more outer half, but Polanco does a good job staying on top of that, turning and burning. Reaching the double and getting the RBI.
3 consecutive hits, a couple doubles on the backside of that trio. Now Snyder picks up the phone to the bullpen. 64 pitches for Snell. We're here in the 3rd inning of this one. Here's the DH, Astudillo. Williams, Astudillo. Pickoff play at second, and back end head first goes Polanco.
And you can see Snell starting to get frustrated, knowing what the Twins are doing to him with all the running. A lot of the small ball, and you see obviously paying a little bit more attention to the runner on second base.
To turn again back there. Been a frustrating night for the Rays and Blake Snell. Pitch is up to Astudillo, up and in. Over his last 4 starts, he had given up just 2 runs. That coming after a 5-inning stint against the Yankees when he allowed 4. Runner takes off. The pitch is high. The throw is not in time. Stolen base for Polanco. His 2nd of the year.
Well, looking to see if we're going to replay this, but Polanco had a great jump. Here you'll see it. Big lead, great jump, going on the first move. And so this is coming after Snell tried to pick off twice to second base. So obviously Polanco being super aggressive on the base pass, just like we've seen from the Minnesota Twins. And it's close. Get another angle.
And I think the Rays.
Ooh.
Rays want to take a look at this.
Yeah, I think we might have a chance here.
The Rays a little while to get the necessary video up, but just as Walcott started to walk toward the dugout, you saw the Rays indicate that they want to challenge that call, that safe call at third.
Boy, just looking at the replays, and obviously we can see it here on a big screen. You'll see it right in front on your TV. You know, it is a bang bang play right here. Obviously Robertson doing a good job of receiving the ball out in front of the play, or right in front of the base, able to swipe the tag. It's right here. It's really tough to tell from that angle if the glove make contact before the hand touches the base.
Right now Polanco is safe, and they're going to confirm it, or it stands. So the challenge, and it stands. So it is the second steal for Polanco this year. So he's at third now with only one out, and the infield comes up. It's fouled away. 1-1. Who gets up in the bullpen? Dozier and Grossman have scored in the inning. Polanco's at third. It's fouled the other way and will slice into the stands. 1-2. Now the Rays swept the Twins at Tropicana Field back in April. They've won 6 of the last 7 between these two teams, but the Twins have broken out in front tonight after the game was rain delayed for 2 hours. 1-2 pitch. Just a piece of that foul at his feet.
Well, just watching how good Blake Snell has been, especially over his last 4 starts, but really this entire first half. You know, seeing what he's coming out tonight and being somewhat erratic and just hasn't looked like himself. You got to assume that a lot of that, or at least some of it, and you don't want to make excuses, but the rain delay just not helping him and not doing him any favors.
And a cut and a miss. He gets him to chase the high fastball that was up out of the zone, but he gets the strikeout. 2 gone in the inning.
And here you see a replay. Fastball up in the zone, 95. No chance to catch up to it, coming off of a good off-speed pitch down. And there's Blake Snell changing eye level, something he's done so well over the course of this first half.
Max Kepler. It's a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. He walked Kepler to open the second inning. Kepler eventually scored on a double play ball. And that's a strike. 2. Now Snell has only given up more than 2 runs in 3 outings this year coming into this game.
Well, if he can get more calls like that, he might be able to extend this outing a little bit further.
It all helps.
I'll take it.
Popped up, foul. Carries into the stands. In his second outing of the year, Blake gave up 5 to the Yankees. Gave up 5 to Baltimore in the middle of May. 4 to the Yankees in the middle of June. Here we are in the middle of July, and now 3 tonight to Minnesota. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Run scored on a double play ball in the second. Grossman and Polanco have the runs batted in the third. Chopper to first. That's fair. Gloved by Crone, who steps on the bag. 2-run score. We're through 3. On to the fourth. 3-0 Minnesota. Rays Baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. In the fourth, it's Jake Bauers. Rays playing a little catch-up tonight as Bauers fouls it away. It's out of play. Jake, a base hit his first time. Rays had a couple men on with 2 gone and left them aboard. Facing Kyle Gibson. A little low on that one. Rays running third in the East, 4 games over 500. And down by 3 tonight. Popped up. That will be out of play as well behind the dugout on the third base side. The Rays, as you well know, got off to that 4-13 start. Since then, they have gone 44-31. Shot lifted toward right center field. Well tagged. That ball will one-hop the wall. Kepler's going to play the carom, and Bauers is in at second with his 11th double of the year.
Great job here by Bauers, going up and attacking a fastball up in the zone. Gibson actually hit his spot, wanting to go vertical with the fastball. Bauers able to catch up to it and drive it over the right center gap. You know, we've seen Bauers, and you talked about his veteran presence for such a young guy. He seems so calm at the plate. There you see it, 11th double of the season so far. Boy, I love what he brings offensively to this team.
There's Wilson Ramos. Ray's second time through, trying to find a way to get to Gibson. That pitch is low, blocked by Bobby Wilson. Well, the Rays have been in a run-scoring mode recently, winning 5 in a row, and in 4 of those games they've scored 28 runs, hitting .375. Makes that fella there very happy. Brad Matola, back at second, and a close play indeed. Bauers getting back in there. Dozier moving over from second, and they almost had him hung out. Boy, that was a close play indeed.
Absolutely. That was definitely a predetermined play, knowing that Gibson had it on before he came set. You see Dozier break towards second base. A lot of times they wait with a man on second base. They don't have the predetermined play, and they do basically the sunshine play or the sunlight play. They'll throw their hand up. That means he's going to second base, throw it over. We didn't do that here. All we see is a blank pickoff play. It was a timing play, and they almost get Bowers on it.
You saw Dozier, and then you saw Bowers there. Bowers can smile now.
Yeah,
they're
not reviewing it.
Want to know the count on Ramos. 2-0. Rays left a couple of men aboard in the first. Joy on deck. And it's 3-0 here to Ramos. And a strike on the outside corner. He's picking up the edge. Choi on deck. Little tapper right side. That's going to be gloved by Maurer. Ramos reaching for that one. Bowers goes to third. So he'll be there with one out.
Productive out right there from Ramos. Obviously one to drive the ball, but either way, hitting it to the right side, getting the base runner over to third base.
Well, here's Choi. He struck out his first time. Left a couple men on base. He's got a man at third now with one out. It's low, covered up by Wilson. 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, we've seen Wilson give a couple really good blocks so far in this game. And that's, one of the reasons he's stuck around in the big league so long. We were talking about it before. His defense has always impressed.
And a soft liner caught by Dozier at second base. Well, Wilson wanted Gibson to come way in on him, and he did, and got that little soft line drive. Broke the bat. 2 gone.
Seeing Gibson actually go inside a lot tonight. He's pitching inside. He's got the 93, 95 mile an hour fastball, so why not? As long as you can be effective with it, and that's what we just saw with Choi. Perfectly placed inside corner fastball, sawing him off.
Well, now the Rays have C.J. Cron up, looking for a 2-out hit to get the run home. He fouls it back. Gibson struck him out the first time around. One of 4 strikeouts for the Minnesota right-hander. High foul up the right side. Some distance, but well foul. 0-2. Logan Morrison just going on the disabled list over here today with Minnesota.
Yeah, Logan coming over here struggling so far in the first half. Not doing too much offensively.
And a cut and a miss. Cron chased that one and is out on strikes, and the Rays leave a man at third. Bottom of the 4th coming. 3-0 Minnesota.
Target Field. Well, we always talk about this 2018 ball club's team chemistry, and last night the entire team went to a Brazilian steakhouse for their first team dinner of the season. And I guess on the plane on the way to Minnesota, Chris Archer went up to KK and said, hey, Carlos Gomez wants to take the team out. So they went, and Carlos paid for the entire dinner. Every single guy showed up, and Kiermaier said it was really one of those group bonding, camaraderie type moments. And when everybody was walking back to the hotel, guys were saying how they wish that they did it more often. So this team really is gelling even better right now than they have all season long in that regard of camaraderie, guys.
Yeah, you can certainly sense that just watching this club on the field and what's happened over the last few weeks. How this club has developed that sense of camaraderie.
Was that Choi in the background with his hand up saying hi in that picture? That was classic. I loved it. He said, hey, I'm back here. What? Hey, everybody. That's classic.
This pitch is a strike. Chue Hu.
Oh, there it is, right there in the back. Hey, don't forget me back here, boys.
He was going to pick up the check, but Carlos Gomez had done that already. There you are.
Jeez. Boy, I'm going to blame that on the telestrator. that was the worst circle I've ever drew in my life. That was brutal.
Well, you see Snell gone after 3 innings tonight and 75 pitches. 3 runs, 5 hits. Two and one. So not the kind of night that the Rays and Blake Snell had envisioned on a night when the Rays and the Twins have been rain delayed a couple hours. And this one comes through and gets the plate umpire Quinn Walcott on the foot.
Yeah, you know, going back to Blake Snell, obviously a frustrating night all around. You know, last start of the first half, your first half has gone so well, and to end it like this is, you know, a little bittersweet, but obviously not taken away from what he's done so far this year. Going over some things with Kyle Snyder, and you know, a big reason for his success, obviously not tonight so much, but overall, is Kyle Snyder. You know, he has done so much with him, and the way when you come up through the minor leagues with a pitching coach, and then all of a sudden you're in the big leagues together, and it's somebody you can trust. You know, nights like this, you can go right up to him and just, you know, talk for hours and work through it. And that's a big deal for a young kid like Blake Snell.
There's a 3-2 foul by Adrianza leading off here. Well, that was one of the big reasons that when the change and the opportunity came, that the Rays felt comfortable with Kyle Snyder.
Yep.
He had the rapport with a lot of these young pitchers from his time at Durham. The 3-2 is fouled back. Adrianza, the number 8 hitter. Wilson next, and then back around to the top side, Joe Mauer. Softly lined into the left, and Bowers was playing shallow. Takes care of that for the first out. Well, for Hu, this is his 3rd stint this year with the Rays. He's up for a one-day stint in April the 16th, and then another short stint from the 29th of April to May 3rd. So most of his work has come at Durham this year, and most of that starting. 16 appearances, 14 starts. It's a strike to Wilson. He last worked 4 days ago on the 8th, made 72 pitches in his outing against Norfolk. One and one.
You see some things that you can see why the Rays definitely like him. I mean, the arm strength is there. He's sitting around 93, 95 right now. somewhat of a power right-hander.
And he misses that one to Wilson. 2-1. Two and two. So 3 innings for Snell, 75 pitches, 43 strikes, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 3 walks and a couple strikeouts. A couple of wild pitches in the mix as well. And now the count is full to Wilson.
And now who struggling a little bit with that off speed. You know, the slider looks like it's a little bit erratic coming off of that fastball.
And he chases this one. Fastball wide, and Wilson went after it, out on strikes.
Good job here, expanded the zone off of a missed slider, come back with a fastball outer half. Here you see a little bit of cutting action on it at 94 miles an hour. That's a tough one for anybody to catch up to.
Joe Mauer. Mauer nothing of 2. That fly ball to center field in the 2nd inning. Pitch is a strike at the knees. Rays and the Twins in the first game of a 4-game series here in Minneapolis. One and one. It's a 2-1 count. Rosario's on deck. Night game again tomorrow night, and a couple day games here in this series. Into center field. Kiermaier closes and makes the catch. So Mauer's out of there. Twins up and down 1-2-3, and we head into the 5th. 3-0 Minnesota. T-Mobile's hats off for heroes. Rays third baseman Matt Duffy supporting Tampa Bay area veterans, volunteering in the Victories for Veterans program. Joey Wendell opening the fifth against the right-hander Kyle Gibson. This pitch is inside. Well, the Rays have had 3 hits. They've left 3 men, and all 3 have been left in scoring position. There's a high fly ball back into right field. Grossman will go back just on the track and makes the catch. Well, Wendell hit a hard line drive to right, caught by Grossman in the second, and got under this one a little bit and was just short of the wall as Grossman made the catch when he hit the track.
Yeah, Wendell hitting a couple balls hard tonight, both to right field. You know, the ball just not carrying at all tonight. Kiermaier also hitting one pretty deep and just dying on him. And, you know, Gibson throwing a lot of inside corner pitches, especially to lefties here.
Echeverria fouls one back for a strike. And Danny Echeverria grounded out to third. His first time. Bounces this one foul outside of third. One and two. Rays facing the 30-year-old right-hander. Gibson, born in Indiana, went to school at Missouri, and lives in Fort Myers. That's a bit low, and a check by Echeverria takes the count to 2-2. Low to run the count now to 3-2.
Well, again, you see him try to finish off a batter with an inside corner fastball. You know, it seems like he's been throwing that pitch more than I've seen a lot of major league pitchers throw. He really likes his fastball, trusts it a lot, able to work the corners with it. Then you see him possibly go back in there again, trying to get Hetch.
Alex Smith on deck. This one lifted into center. Here comes Kepler in to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th inning. Stay tuned in the middle of the 7th inning for the Ram game break, brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. Alex Smith up here getting the start in right field. Alex lined out to the shortstop in the 3rd, 0 for 1. One strike count. Chop foul, and a nice play on the carom down there. 0-2.
There she is.
She handles the glove very well.
Absolutely. Give it to a fan.
It's not an easy corner where she's set up either.
No, and that glove looks like it's pretty nicely broken in. Got some use out of that thing. Yeah, she's working the wall down there.
A couple different angles.
Yes, absolutely.
Alex tried to check. He's out on strikes. 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. Bottom of the 5th coming. 3-0 Minnesota.
Still lead the Rays 3-0. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight, and we're going to look at infielder Keon Wong, who last night was voted the most valuable player in last night's AAA All-Star game. He went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles in last night's game, and then you see his numbers right there with what he's done in AAA so far this season. And guys, Wong is one of the players that a couple of the guys up here at this level have talked about and been excited about, so his peers think very highly of him.
Yeah, when you're recommended by your teammates, you're doing something right.
You know, Ozzie Timmons is really high on him too. We were talking to him yesterday, and he said that Wong he'll be a lot of fun to watch when he does make it up here.
Yeah, and I would tend to take Ozzie Timmons' opinion when you're evaluating talent as well.
Absolutely. There's Big Oz.
Yep. You know, he's had a couple roles in this organization. One as a player, as a veteran player in the minor leagues in the middle of a lineup, helping hitters. You know, he could give some guys a little protection behind him because he could hit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to say his last major league home run came off of Roger Clemens. Does that sound right? I think it did.
Well, it's a foul ball out of play. I'll tell you who would remember that besides Ozzie is Roger Clemens.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. I swear he hit one down the left field line, and yeah, I remember it. But Ozzie, obviously not a huge power hitter. He's a local guy.
Oh yeah,
graduated University of Tampa.
Yeah, and big on that program over there, and for good reason.
Absolutely.
Ground ball to the right side. The Rays with the shift on, and Wendell takes care of Rosario. That was September 28th, 2000. Home run off Clemens.
How about that, boys? Yes.
You know, those guys in the truck are the best.
Yeah, or they're just making it up to make me feel good about myself. Either way, I'm not checking it after I leave here. I am going with that.
If they say it, it's so.
You better believe it.
Yeah. Brian Dozier. Pitch is a strike. Ji-Wei Hu on the mound in relief of Blake Snell. Snell, the 3-inning stint. This is down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grossman will be next. 1 out, base is empty. Fly ball back into deep center. Kiermaier's got to go to the wall. He'll leap in front of that wall and make the catch. Racing back just in front of the wall in straightaway center. Kiermaier takes care of the drive off the bat of Dozier.
Well, here we go. Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the day. Dozier, 15 home runs already on the year. Off the bat, I honestly thought this is gone, but then you see Kevin Kiermaier tracking it. Does such a good job with the read off the bat. I mean, his first step is almost always right on point. Gets back to the wall so well, tracks it in.
You know, you're so right about that. The leap and the catch, dramatic, no question about that. The key to that play, as it is so often with him, first step off the read.
Absolutely, he puts himself into positions that no other outfielders do because he reads the ball so well off the bat. It's the first step every time with Kiermaier, and obviously the speed backs it up, but he is always going in the right direction. You hardly ever see him turn around his routes.
One and two now. You're talking about Ozzie Timmons with that home run off Clemens at Tropicana Field. He finished his career with a 9-game hitting streak.
Hey.
So he did it right.
Finish on top.
Yeah.
There you go. I love it.
Ground ball right side. Shift on. Grossman is out. Wendell to Crone. 3 up, 3 down, and in the middle, a great catch by Kevin Kiermaier. We have 5 innings in the book tonight from Minnesota. Rays trail the Twins 3-0. Kevin Kiermaier, who made the great leaping catch for the second out of the 5th inning, will lead it off here in the 6th. Kiermaier looking for his first hit, a couple fly balls. And he takes that pitch on the corner. Soft away for a strike. 1-1. Rays facing 30-year-old right-hander Kyle Gibson. 2-1. Just 3 hits. He has not walked anyone. See what the Rays can do third time through. Kiermaier checks on a pitch just off the plate. Now 3-1. And a chopper to the right side. Dozier takes care of that. So Kiermaier got the count he wanted, 3-1, and Gibson got the ground ball. Tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer. Nathan Eovaldi will be on the hill facing the former Ray, Jake Odorizzi. And we'll hear from the former Devil Ray and current Durham Bulls manager Jared Sandberg. And the pitch, Daniel Robertson held up in time, 1-0. It'd be interesting to hear from Sandberg.
Yeah.
With all the talent he's seen at the AAA level. We've seen a number of them up here back and forth, but that'll be a nice report.
You know, Sandberg, long time original Devil Ray, and now Ray, former teammate of mine. I played with him in the minor leagues all the way coming up. He was a couple years ahead of me, but played in the big leagues together. Always had true power in his swing. Struggled a little bit, you know, at times with average, but boy, when he got a hold of something, he would crush it.
You're right about that.
Turned out to be a really, really good manager as well.
Yeah,
he's
done a great job for the Rays.
Absolutely. I mean, we hear so many good things coming out of AAA. You know, year after year, all that talent coming through there, Dwayne. You were talking about it, and we have so many prospects now at the higher levels. And it's really the AAA manager is so important. You know, especially AA and AAA, everybody's important. They all got to buy in the same system. But when you got guys going up and down so frequently, and, you know, the Rays do, they got to be believing in the same system, and that's what, you know, he and Cash have done.
Well, I think one thing that has become clear over the past few years, you break camp with 25 players, way more than that will contribute to the big league effort. So those guys at AAA are important, even though they may not presently be on this club. At some point or another, the chances are very likely that they're going to be called upon to contribute at the major league level. And the job of a guy like Sandberg is to keep all those guys aware of that and prepared.
Absolutely. There you see Charlie Montoyo, also a former manager in the minor league system with the Rays.
There
and
goes
Robertson.
the bat, and this one winds up in the stands as Robertson strikes out. Now Robertson out on strikes for the 3rd time. And I'll tell you, in terms of frequency, he is surpassing Kelly Shopping.
Which is, you know, to say that.
Shopping has distance.
Yes, he does have distance. So Robertson had pull on that one. You know, he's good with the pull side on the toss. I think Shopik was more extension through the third base coach.
He was. And into the stands beyond the third base coaching box. That's why he had such great distance and style. The end over end.
Right.
You know, handle over barrel.
Well, the exit velocity on Shopik's was always pretty high.
I think Kelly Shopik is a frequent viewer from his Fort Worth home. 2-0 the count here on Jake Bauers. 2-1. A 3-1 count. Strike, 3-2. Base is empty here. Ground ball and a strikeout. Count full to Bowers. He has 2 of the 3 hits for the Rays. And he pulls it into right, but Grossman will be there to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3-6. 3-0 Minnesota. Trailing Kyle Gibson and the Twins 3-0. Those 3 hits off Gibson. He has 7 strikeouts tonight. And he picked up a run in the 2nd inning from his teammates and a couple more in the 3rd. Robbie Grossman's double scored Dozier, and then Jorge Polanco finds a double toward the left field corner. That got Grossman home to make it 3-0. That's how we stand as we go to the bottom of inning 6. Shi-Wei Hu on the hill. A couple of perfect innings in the 4th and 5th, and here in the 6th, the opening pitch to Polanco is a strike call. Polanco struck out ahead of the RBI double in the 3rd. Nothing in 2. Blake Snell started, left after 75 pitches in 3 innings tonight. And a big cut and a miss. Polanco is out on strikes.
Well, Hu settling in really nice here, coming in after Snell, throwing a lot of strikes, and a couple perfect frames coming in to this Polanco at bat. Nice little curveball outside corner. You see it dropping, going backdoor on that pitch. Just a great job of setting that pitch up.
Williams Astudillo has gone out pitcher first and struck out. Fouls it off to the right and back toward the on deck hitter Max Kepler.
Boy, Ramos is good for one of those a game, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Take a look at this.
Just taking a beating back there. Oh, that's the bat. That's the bat that got him. Oh. Talk about tough. He's one of those guys.
Something happens every night if you're catching.
Every night. Yeah, it is such a hard position.
You know that that's going to happen. 0-2. For those guys to go through a full season.
Oh. It's a lot of ice in Advil.
Oh, man, yes. You better believe it. Upstairs. Ball, 2 strikes. Liner into center. Kiermaier is there to make the catch. Well, that is 8 in a row retired by Chi-Wei Hu.
Yeah, how about it? 7 out of those 8 he's gotten ahead with the first pitch strike. And it just comes in very calm, collected. Seems like he was locked in right from the start. You know, throwing low to mid 90s, coming behind it with a nice little tight slider. He's been in total command tonight so far.
Max Kepler bounces this one outside the line, back of first, strike 1. Kepler walked in the 2nd inning and scored on a double play ball. Grounded out to Crone down at first to end the 2-run 3rd. Check swing, roller to the left side. Robertson makes the throw, and it sails on Crone. So that'll be a throwing error on Robertson. That's his 7th error of the year. Well, Kepler will keep the inning going, reaching on the error. Here it is.
And there you see an excuse me swing, ball hit over to Robertson, and this is something that you hardly ever see. Robertson being so good, so sure-handed. Anywhere we put him, I mean, we've had to move him around all over the diamond so far this year, and typically you just don't see the throwing errors coming from him, but looked like the feet got a little flat-footed on him, and the throw sailed up.
Well, here's Adrianza, who has singled and lined to left. He gets a chance to hit as a result of the error, and he pops it up right side, and that's Crone coming over from first to take care of that. No harm done. No runs, an error, and a man left. We go to the 7th. Braves are down by 3. On this day, we go back to 2013, David Price pitching against Houston. Tossed a complete game, throwing just 87 pitches, fewest ever by a Rays in a 9-inning complete game.
Talk about locked in.
I'll tell you, you're taking care of business, aren't you?
87. You also got to see how aggressive Boston was. I mean, they're swinging early. Must have been a getaway day.
Wilson Ramos will open the 7th inning. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos tried to check and he went around, says Quinn Walcott. Middle of the order, Choi next, and then Crone. Well, Gibson's pretty much had everything his way tonight. Tapper foul. He hasn't walked anybody.
He's been in total command. You know, coming into tonight, over his last 8 starts, he's posted a 3.14 ERA. He's really been grooving as of late. And I was talking to Bert Blyleven, who does TV over with the Twins. He said the move to the middle of the rubber is really what's helped him out a lot.
Yep.
You know, obviously he was over on the third base side. He was cutting off a lot of his pitches. Now he moved over to the center part of the rubber. There you see Bert.
Yep, there's Bert. We'd like to say hi to all the folks in South Florida.
There you go. You see him center cut of the rubber right here, Gibson.
That's a shot toward right center field. Will one hop the wall. Ramos is going to dig for 2, and he's in there standing with a double. So Wilson Ramos 2 for 3 tonight. He has a dozen 2-base hits on the year.
Well, stop me if you heard this before. Double to the opposite field. Wilson Ramos has done so well hitting the ball to the opposite field this season. You see his head stay on that pitch, drive it to the other way. His hips stay in the swing. He doesn't open up his hips until the very last minute, and that's the reason he's so strong, so able to go the opposite direction.
And look at that. You talk about great distribution.
Can't get better than that. I mean, that is incredible. Those splits are incredible. Another guy you could probably do the same thing with is Matt Duffy. And you're talking about 2 of the best hitters on this team.
That's exactly right. Choi takes a strike. Well, the Rays would like to stop a trend. They've left 3 men on base. All 3 have been in scoring position. And now Ramos in scoring position with the leadoff double in the 7th. So they'd like to make something of this and get on the board. Fastball up there, 1-2. Strikeout and a line drive to second off the bat of Choi. Way up there this time. Bobby Wilson getting stretched out to receive that one.
Nice vertical right there. I didn't think Bobby had it in him. Yeah, good 6-8 inches off the floor.
There we
go. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's dunking a basketball, but he got up there quick.
Fly ball lifted into right. Grossman is there to make the catch, and holding it second, Ramos. Well, C.J. Crone will be the hitter. Twice has struck out tonight, counting for 2 of the 7 strikeouts for Gibson.
It'd be a good time to see a 19th home run for the season.
Well, it's getting late. Time for the Rays to get on the board. 18 home runs, a single season high for C.J. Cron. That's too low. Gibson came into this game 3-6 with a 359 earned run average. He was 12-10 last year with an earned run average over 5. Second straight year that he had gone with an ERA better than 5. Tapper foul. It's 1-1. Cron came into this game 4 of 11 with a home run off Gibson.
There it is.
That came earlier this year at the Trop.
Oh, what is
a nice catch out there?
How about that? And the cowbell.
I mean, that's impressive.
He looked like he's done it a million times.
Exactly. There's nothing to it. Just nonchalant.
Yeah, no problem. Very nice. That's a veteran right there.
1-2.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Pulled up on it. Tough hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
gonna have to
smiling.
live with that now.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go. We'll go slow motion for her. And stay down. Yeah. So close.
Effective glove.
Yes, exactly.
Did he go? Yes, he did. On the appeal, that's Jeff Kellogg. And Cron could not check in time.
Well, here we get a good look of it. Looks like he did go. Correct call by Kellogg. And boy, Gibson, that curveball slider combination has just been so sharp tonight. The depth to it and all being coming right after, you know, placing that fastball on both sides of the plate. He's just been very, very sharp.
Well, what he's done when the Rays have had men in scoring position, he's gone to work on both Choi and Cron. And here's Joey Wendell. And that one breaking down and in. Moving down there for a strike. Man in scoring position now with 2 outs. Wendell hit the ball to the track in right field his last time up. And now Gibson doubles up down there. 0-2.
That'll show you how much depth is on that curveball right now, because look, Joey Wendell is one of the best at staying on the off-speed pitch, especially down and in. And to get him to swing and miss through 2 straight shows you how sharp that off-speed is.
And a foul ball this time. He went right back to it. Wendell managed to make contact.
Third straight pitch inside corner. Here we see another miss by the Twins ball girl.
Yeah, she had a little trouble playing to Karam that time.
I love how the guys in the truck just go ahead and well, make sure we
Well, equal
highlight
time.
this.
Left field, right field.
That's right. That's right.
This one down and in. 1-2. Yeah, you don't see that kind of thing happen at the Trop.
No, no.
You know, this is good glove work.
I mean, you talk
down the
about
lines
defense
there. Yep.
and protecting the wall. There's been some diving plays at the Trop.
Yep.
You know, maybe it's the rain delay that's gotten into the girls.
I think it's gotten into everybody a little
Right.
bit.
Possibly. Possibly.
2-hour rain delay here. Wendell trying to get something done, but he's down in the count. Takes the fastball in, 2-2. An 11-game hitting streak for Wendell. Echeverria hoping to get a chance to swing the bat in the 7th. Wendell is going to have to work his way aboard if that is to happen. Fly ball into right field. Grossman will be there. And the Rays leave a man again. Let's go to the studio now for a Ram game break. Nothing as we go into the bottom of the 7th inning in Minnesota. The boys talking about that AL East race. The Yankees beating Cleveland 7-4. Boston 6-4 winners at home over the Blue Jays. And here the Rays with just a couple shots left, down by 3 in the American League East. There it is.
Well, how
3.5 separating Boston and New York.
Look at the pace Boston is on right now. First half, 66 wins.
Bobby Wilson up here with a 1-1 count. The Rays moving to 4 games over 500. They're going to have to get busy
quick
to keep this little winning streak going. Wilson fouls it.
A lot of baseball left, though.
That's
Wayne.
right.
A lot of baseball left. Boy, and the way that we've been playing last couple weeks, it's been so exciting to watch. And it's fun to watch because of, you know, it's everybody contributing. It's the young guys coming in there. We were talking about it before the game. How about the fact that we have 7 rookies in our bullpen?
Yep.
And we have one of the best bullpens in the league.
There's a wave and a miss, and Wilson is out on strikes. How about the job turned in tonight by who so far? He's given up 1 base runner. That was Kepler on Robertson's throwing error.
Boy. How about who? Just expanding the zone on Wilson here. Been in total command all night long.
And you know what he's been able to do? He had a couple full count sequences to Adrianza and Wilson when he came in. Everybody else he's been ahead of in the count. Mauer 1-0.
That's definitely been impressive. Pitching to contact is really why he's been so successful tonight. Not really overpowering anybody, but really getting ahead of everybody, doing it the right way. Throwing a lot of strikes, being aggressive in the zone.
And he gets the corner there. 1-1. It into the left. Bowers toward the line, and that's fair. That falls in fair. I think Bowers was a little tentative going over toward the line, and that ball fell just fair for a base hit.
Boy, the ball seemed like it hung up in the air forever. Sure, here we'll take a good look at it. Bowers makes the break on it. Looks like he's tracking it pretty well. Toward the end there, obviously still not in range to be able to get it, but somewhat surprised it stayed fair. I mean, I'm surprised it stayed fair. That ball looked like it was possibly going in the seats.
Bauer aboard. There's Rosario upstairs with a fastball. Eddie Rosario picked up an infield hit his first time. Since then, a fly ball to center field and a ground ball to second. Batting here in the 7th with a man on and 1 out. Two balls, no strikes. High fly ball back into right. Malik Smith looking up, and that one is out of here. Rosario hits his 19th home run, and that makes it a 5-0 ball game. Bauer scoring in front of Rosario. And the Twins put a little distance between themselves and the Rays on one swing of the bat by Eddie Rosario.
Yeah, really one of the only mistakes Who has made all night long. You see a slider catching too much of the plate, and Eddie Rosario is the one guy you really can't do that to in this lineup. The 19th home run of the year so far. He has just been tattooing the ball from the left side, and it is not easy to get a ball out of here to right field, and that's exactly what Rosario did, showing you the power that he has and why he's been such a big threat for this Minnesota Twins team.
Yeah, that's 20 feet, 23 feet high out there to get it into the seats in right field. So that's a pretty good shot. Dozier up here with a count of 1-1. Fly ball into left. Bowers is there to make the catch on this one. So 2 gone. StatCast powered by AWS. And the read on this blast by Rosario. 380 feet.
Yeah.
Checking out the vegetation there to try to retrieve the souvenir. Had enough loft to get it over that big wall out there.
Working their way over through those plants. Yeah, 34-degree launch angle. Obviously getting underneath it.
Grossman fouls it the other way.
Oh.
Nice job taking care of that flower bed.
To me, they almost got to be fake. I mean, that's tough. Keep them all in bloom like that.
Got a lot of rain on them tonight.
Yeah, good point.
Robertson takes care of this with the throw, and Grossman is out of there. 2 runs on the home run by Rosario. We go to the 8th, 5-0 Minnesota.
Look at the pitch selection, pitch breakout. Here you see it. It's really been the off-speed pitches have been so critical for him, getting a lot of the strikeouts on those, but the fastball placement has been there all night long, getting ahead of hitters and then dropping sliders and curveballs in behind it. You see him going inside corner, outside corner, and, you know, just from pitch one, he has looked absolutely dominant in the start. Everything down in the zone until he wants to elevate, and just location, location, location.
Echeverria fouls that one away. No runs, 4 hits allowed by Gibson, and that's going to be an extra base hit. Echeverria will turn and head for second. That ball bounding away from Rosario, and in at second standing is Echeverria.
Well, Rosario looking very confused off the play on that wall. But here you see it. Gibson trying to go slider outside corner, not able to, catches too much of the plate. Echeverria doing a good job just keeping that ball fair. This is where Rosario kind of gets.
Well, we've seen the ball girls have a difficult time playing the carom.
It's tough down there.
It's the wall. That low wall is very difficult.
That's right. Well, at least he smiled, I guess, afterwards. He wasn't in too much of a hurry to get it into second either.
Malik Smith fouling one away. Well, the Rays had 2 men in scoring position in the first, left him on. Left Bowers at third in the fourth. Left Ramos at second in the seventh, and now leadoff double by Echeverria in the eighth. So some opportunities there, but the Rays have been stymied by Kyle Gibson. Takes the fastball inside against Malik Smith. It's 1-1. Ron Presley up in the bullpen. Tap to the right side, fair, and Mauer beats Smith to the bag. Echeverria advances to third. The pitch is down to Kiermaier. No ball, no strikes. It's a liner into center field, going to be caught by Kepler. The tag, and Echeverria will score, and the Rays are on the board. So after all these opportunities with men in scoring position, Kiermaier picks up a sacrifice fly. Hit the ball well, and the Rays are on the board to make it 5-1.
Yeah, hard hit ball. Straight back up center field. Kiermaier doing a good job of getting the ball in play, doing what you need to do when the man on third base with less than 2 outs.
Daniel Robertson 0 for 3 tonight. And he takes a strike. One and one. Well, this is the first of 4 at Target Field in Minneapolis. Now strike 2.
Boy, again, See him working the inside corner. Good sink, good depth to that pitch. 92 miles an hour. Very hard to hit if you're a right-handed hitter.
Robertson did go. He's out on strikes. 9 strikeouts for Gibson. Rays pick up a run and trail 5-1. All right, thank you very much. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Rays are down 5-1 with Polanco leading off for Minnesota. He doubled in a run back in the 3rd. Ji-Wei Hu on the hill, and the pitch is lifted into left for Jake Bowers. Under this one waiting and makes the catch. Well, Sunday on Fox, Pogba, Mbaba and France take on Luka Modric and Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage begins Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
Very nice, Dwayne.
That's going to be a good match.
Very nice. Yeah, it will
Very
be.
good match.
Good luck. Yeah.
Croatia's turned out to be pretty tough, huh?
You know, I didn't think I was going to watch much of the World Cup. I have actually watched some of it this year. It's exciting. I mean, knowing that it's one of the biggest sports, or the biggest sport in the world,
Yep.
That's just exciting in itself.
Well, you know, some people think, and I think a lot of people feel that France the heavy favorite, but Croatia's got something going on.
Right. Well, they're tough. They're tough to beat. You know, I will say the best part of the World Cup so far has been the penalty kicks. That's when you get locked in. I think if I was a goalie, I'd just sit there and wait for it to hit one right down the middle.
Fly ball down the middle here in center. Kiermaier's there to make the catch. Astudillo is out of there. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Rays in the 9th will have Bowers to lead off, then Ramos and Choi, who took over to begin the 4th inning. 1 out away from a 5-inning stint. And a line shot off the bat of Max Kepler. Wendell is right there to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 9th inning. 5-1 ball game, Minnesota. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. 5-1 ball game moving into the 9th inning. Kyle Gibson will call it a night. He worked 8 innings against the Rays, allowing 1 earned run on 5 hits. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 9, 113 pitches, 72 strikes, and Ryan Presley will take over.
Yeah, big time strikeout potential with Ryan Presley. 7 holds on the year. Power fastball guy. 62 punch outs in just 42 2/3 innings. He's going to sit around 96, 97 miles an hour. Big wipeout slider following that up.
Jake Bauers lines one on the first pitch, and that's a base hit into right. Bauers' 3rd hit tonight, 3 for 4. The Rays have the first man aboard.
That's nice to see. Bauers just looking like he's locked in tonight. See a fastball up in the zone, wasted no time turning and burning.
Well, let's see if the Rays have left the best for the 9th inning.
There you go.
Wilson Ramos 2 for 3. With a single and a double. It's the fastball up and by him at 95. Well, Presley, 29 years old. It's a 1-1 count. He checked that time. And how about that, Rodney? Fernando Rodney up in the bullpen.
A familiar face. Oh, Rodney, 41 years old. Been a journeyman. Done a lot of good things on the mound.
2-1 to count. Well, the Rays have had a number of men in scoring position tonight. Scored only the single run in the 8th, leadoff base hit in the 9th. And now it's 3-1. Presley shaking his head a little bit on that pitch.
Obviously, Presley not agreeing with that call.
And now a strike. That one on the corner, down and away.
Yeah. Well, Ramos not agreeing with that call. Yeah, that's a boy. If that is a strike, that's an unhittable pitch.
Yep.
And you got 96 on the corner.
No, really the best thing you can do is take it.
Exactly. You want no part of that.
3-2 is down. Off the plate a little bit in, and ball 4. And the first 2 men are on here in the 9th inning for the Rays. And that's the first walk given up by Minnesota pitching.
Well, you see after 8 full innings of Kyle Gibson being in total command, you see Presley struggling a bit, giving up the first hit to Bowers. And walking Ramos, man on first and second, no outs.
Choi takes the pitch for a ball. That's too low. Well, the bullpen a year ago was a major problem for the Twins. They led the American League in bullpens and innings pitched and had the highest earned run average out of the bullpen a year ago. And now 2-0 here to Choi. Wilson's going to make a little trip toward the mound. Base hit, the walk, 2 men on. It's a 5-1 ball game, and the Twins are going to have a full-scale get-together on the hill.
Little team conference. See if they can get Presley back on track here. They got a man on first and second, then falling behind. Choi 2-0. Choi able to get on base here, then you got to be thinking Rodney's going to be coming into this game pretty quick. And for the Rays, that's a good thing. You want to get him into the game. That means you got a chance tonight, but it also means that you're getting to their closer, getting them up.
And a ground ball foul outside of third.
Oh, another just a tough night for 1-8 down the left field line. And beautiful move right here. Lots of action.
A lot of things going on down there.
Well, here we go. She tries to sideswipe it. Tough bounce. And this right here, full extension, tank top and all, going over the wall. Nobody saw you.
Pitch in on him, a little tapper foul, 2-2.
There he is, dusted off.
Yeah, everything's
good.
fine.
Nobody saw that. That was a good move. Very smooth.
The people in Tampa Bay know him. Nobody in Minnesota saw it.
That's right.
Little tapper foul. He stays alive, Choi.
Wonder if he even ended up with the ball.
One would hope so.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of effort for not coming up with anything.
Two again. Lifted up the left field line toward the corner. Rosario back in toward the corner. The ball is foul. Starting to run out of territory out there once that ball goes foul.
Well, that was close right there. And I'll tell you what, Choi a couple times now has gone left field. If he can get that fair, I mean, you're talking about 2 RBIs, man on second with no outs. So we're not out of this yet.
Well, this will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. Powers opened with a base hit. Ramos worked the base on balls. 2-2 the count on Choi. And ball 3 is inside. Got the fastball in there and missed. Oh, a cut and a miss. So it went to 3-2, and Choi strikes out. 10th strikeout for Minnesota pitching tonight. And the first out in the ninth. Boy, this is a big pitch if the Rays find themselves trying to get back in this thing, running out of outs.
Absolutely, man, on first and second, just trying to look to put this ball in play. Choi not able to connect with that curveball from Presley. That is the curveball that he's thrown all year, been so successful with it. You see the hard, sharp bite to it. 3-2 pitch, that's so hard to lay off of.
C.J. Crone, ground ball to the right side. That's going to go through. Bowers will stop at third. And now the Rays, a throw back in is loose and backed up by Presley. The Rays will get the potential tying run to the plate. And it's going to be Joey Wendell. The base hit the other way, the breaking ball. And a pitching change will be in the offing here. Ball to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Run to the plate. The new Monopoly Jackpot Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery. A new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket, claim it. Well, the Rays trying to cash in a ticket here in the ninth inning. They managed to get the potential tying run to the plate, and that brings Fernando Rodney into this game.
Yep, absolutely. You see the 20 saves on the year. He does have 5 blown saves, so people have gotten to him. Walk total down so far this year, only 12 walks in 32 innings. He has given up 3 home runs, so we'll see if the Rays can jump on a familiar face here in Rodney and do some damage and possibly get at least the tying run to the plate and across the plate.
Joey Wendell was lined to right, hit the ball to the warning track in right, and then lifted another one into right field in the 7th inning. Came in with an 11-game hitting streak. Bowers third, Ramos at second, Crone at first, and it's Wendell against Rodney. The first pitch is low. Ball 1. 41-year-old right-hander. Ground ball foul outside of first. Takes it to 1-1. There you go.
Nice little backhand. Like a pro.
Rodney last worked on the 9th, 1 inning against Kansas City. Up a hit and a walk, no runs. And right back at Rodney, knocks it down, throw to the plate, 1, over to first, safe there. And the bases remain loaded. Rodney took that shot right back at him and managed to toss it underhanded. And they got the force at the plate.
Boy, Wendell, you've seen him already hit the ball hard a couple times tonight. He's coming in on a 11-game hitting streak, so you know he's seeing it extremely well. Tattoos a ball directly back at Rodney, fastball. You know, Rodney just able to knock it down. Barely. That's a pure reaction play by Rodney. Really, he's probably trying to get out of the way of that. Kept his head about him, got the out at home, and almost got the double play ball.
Well, 102 miles per hour off the bat, right back at Rodney. So Bauer's forced at the plate. Now Ramos at third with Crone at second. Wendell reaching on a fielder's choice. Echeverria is going to be lifted for Matt Duffy. So it's Duffy against Rodney. And the pitch is a strike at the very top of the zone. Bases loaded. Rays down to their final out with the potential tying run at the plate. A cut and a miss. Another pitch up there. 0-2.
Boy, tough to handle right here if you're Matt Duffy. So much run to that ball. We've seen it so many times off of Fernando Rodney. You know, his fastball's still there, the life is still on it, and he's got that wicked changeup that is always in the back of your mind as a hitter.
Pitch is wide. Ball, 2 strikes.
How about if you're Matt Duffy sitting around through a 2-hour rain delay, and then you're sitting around through the entire game. And you got to pick up a bat and try to go against one of the toughest closers in the game.
332 off right-handed pitching and a cut and a miss. This game is over. Rodney got the last 2 outs, and the Minnesota Twins defeat the Rays 5-1 in the first game of this 4-game series. Gibson will get the win. Snell will take the loss. Gibson 4-6. Snell 12-5. Rodney will pick up the save. The Coors Light refreshing finish. And here's the final out as Rodney picks up his 21st save of the year. So the Rays drop this one 5-1. 2 hours and 50 minutes plus the 2-hour rain delay. For Doug Wechter, Dwayne Stats, great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame show, comes your way next.